What's up everybody, I'm Adam, you're watching the Model Aviator channel. In this week's episode we'll be taking a look at another OG Ultramicro Classic. This is the UMX Aero Commander. This airplane came out in 2017 and we actually had one back then, and for whatever reason I let it go a year or two after that. Not sure what I was thinking. But I have to give credit where credit is due. We watch the Purcell RC Aviation channel. Gina and Alan are great ambassadors for the hobby. They have their own home flying field, and they have a really nice collection of very unique and hard to find UMX airplanes, including one of these Aero Commanders. Watching Gina have such a blast with hers made me want to add one to our collection once again. So Gina and Alan, thank you for the inspiration. We'll put a link in the description where you can check their channel out if you haven't. Now, when we embarked on our search for a lot of these older UMX airplanes to add to the collection, we did a video called Remote ID Killers, where I give my take personally on remote ID, but mostly it is about finding and purchasing some of these older UMX airplanes and all the benefits to doing so. They are remote ID exempt, just like the new ones are, so you can make any park or schoolyard your flying field. They're easy to transport, they're easy to store, they're cheap to buy, and they fly and look awesome. So there really isn't a downside. So after that video, we did another video highlighting one of our finds, and it was this de Havilland Mosquito from Park Zone, a UM de Havilland Mosquito. Great little airplane. We had a blast with it. That video resonated with a lot of you, so we've just decided whenever we find something unique and cool that we add to the collection, we'll do a video on it and share it with you. So the story on adding this one to our hangar is pretty interesting. Birmingham RC puts on a fly-in called Bigfoot in the fall every year. Heidi and I attended last year for the first time in 2024. Wonderful time. They do such a great job of putting that event on. There's a lot of vendors, a lot of very cool people there, a lot of really interesting airplanes to watch fly. If you are in the area and you can attend Bigfoot, we highly recommend that. So anyway, I'm standing there talking to my buddy David Schneider there in the pits at Bigfoot, and I look over, there's a display that a local hobby shop has put on, and I see two of these that appear to be new in the box. Recognize the box instantly. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I give Heidi my card and I said, go get one of those for us if they're new in the box. And she said, do you care what it costs? And I said, no. She goes over there, brings one back. They are new in the box, $169.99, which, if memory serves, that is what these things cost brand new in 2017. And it is old stock, but it is still brand new. So being the unique piece it is, I'm not upset about paying $169 for it. Glad to have it. When it comes to the Aero Commander in and of itself, I think what makes this airplane famous, what makes everybody that likes models of this airplane, it comes down to the same thing. It boils down to one man, Bob Hoover. That guy, in my mind, is one of the greatest pilots to ever fly airplanes, period. And he is, in my mind, again, the greatest airshow pilot to ever live, a master, absolute master of energy management. He made one of these do things that no one would ever think an Aero Commander could do. He did engine out aerobatics, and Bob Hoover is the reason that yours truly likes to pretty much one wheel damn near everything I fly. When it comes to the model itself, it's very well done. It's a 4-channel airplane. You have elevator, rudder with a steerable nose wheel, ailerons, and of course throttle control. You have 2 brushless motors that are 2-cell rated. It does not have counter-rotating props, but it doesn't really need them. It's got a large vertical and rudder. That's just not an issue. You can't really tell the difference in the flying qualities of this and Ultramicros that I've flown that had counter-rotating props, to be quite honest with you. It is a convenient top loader with plenty of room in the hatch for the recommended battery sizes. I can't remember what the recommended sizes were. I can tell you that I fly it on 2-cell 300s and 2-cell 450s. I don't go any larger than 450 because that adds too much weight, and sacrificing flying quality for an extra 30 seconds or a minute of flight time is just not worth it in my opinion. The gear is easily removable. They just pull out and press back in, including the nose wheel, so you can transition from a hand launcher belly lander to an airplane that you can taxi around, take off, land, and do touch and goes with in literally seconds. So really, really well done. When it comes to our specific setup, it's pretty simple. We made no mechanical adjustments to the stock position of the push rods on the control horns. We did set our servo travel to 94%. That is to keep those linear servos from locking up on the ends, which is where you tend to have an issue with them. If you just dial the travel down just a little bit, you should be good on these older linear servos. We are at 20% expo on ailerons, 25% expo on elevator, and 30% expo on the rudder. And that is pretty much it. When it comes to balance, our battery position for the small 300s is right there at the very end of the Velcro, and we're about a ½ an inch back from that when we fly on the 450s, and that's pretty much the rundown on the airplane. The only thing left to do now is tell you that if you get a chance to get your hands on one of these, it is so worth it. You're about to see how well this thing flies. We're going to get into the flying. You're going to see two. One is gear on with the 450. The second one is a different venue, gear off with the 300. Enjoy this. Check out the links in the description. We'll put links to Horizon Hobby where you can check out all the current UMX airplanes. We'll put a link to our UMX and Ultra Micro playlist, which is every video we've ever done on airplanes in this series. And we'll put a link to Gene and Alan's channel, PRCAC Aviation channel. Check them out if you haven't. Enjoy the flying. We'll see you next week with something cool with wings. The tricycle gear configuration makes ground handling pretty easy. It has a pretty tight turning radius, which is why we have 30% expo on the rudder, but overall, very easy to take off and land. Here we're going to do a quick stall. Comes almost to a stop and just kind of wiggles the wings, pretty docile. It slows down well and is very stable, and when you punch it, it's got plenty of power. We'll do a full speed pass. It's not like the 3 and 4S Ultra Micros of today, but it's certainly not anemic either. There's plenty of aerobatic capability to go with that power. Sport and scale aerobatics are a breeze. It's nice that the gear is so easily removable because touch and goes with this one are a lot of fun. Removing the gear does exactly what you think it would do. It removes just a tiny bit of weight and a decent amount of drag. You get a bit more punch with the gear off, a little bit more speed, a little bit more vertical. I love that these Ultramicros are remote ID exempt. No muss, no fuss, just take it to a place large enough to fly and have fun. It flies inverted just fine, but it does require a bit more down elevator than most planes do to maintain it. That was a very poor attempt at a tumble. I think if I'd stayed in the power, it probably would have done it. These little airplanes just don't carry enough momentum when you cut the power to do very much. Yes, that was me. I did scrape the prop. It didn't hurt it. It will actually do a belly land touch and go if you keep it straight and there's enough prop clearance. I just didn't do it right. I'm going to give the gear off touch and go another try. Maybe this time I can get it right. Keep your eyes peeled for these used ultramicros. They're very unique pieces and can make great additions to your collection. That's it for us. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week.